Hello, hello. I'm Kevin and I play The Binding of Isaac. Actually, I'm gonna start adopting the intro howdy hey. So howdy hey. I'm Kevin and I play The Binding of Isaac. It's an Eden day. Let's rip it again. I feared exactly this. This is like why I was hesitant on clicking start recording. I have 2 spirit hearts and I have abysmal stats. What am I supposed to do with you? Like, what am I supposed to do with you? You're putting my well-being on the line here. Oh dear. Okay, this is not good. Anyways, well, this gives a lot of time. This room is gonna take a good few minutes to even clear. I was at the gym today, and someone comes up to me and asks, "Hey, can I turn the music on?" And the thing is, that's not a question. That is not a question because I don't have the dialogue option to say no. You know what I mean? When someone asks like such a request, how am I supposed to say, actually, no, can you like not put on any music? I guess now that I say it out loud, it is kind of reasonable, but you know, in reality, in real time, I can't do the quick time event to unlock the dialogue to say no. And I think I can't be the only one feeling this way. It's an uncomfortable question to refuse. For me to say, hey, like, no. It's, oh my god. Okay, I have dwindling chances of keeping the win streak alive. Where was I going? It's a question that has only one answer, frankly. And it's I don't know, is it rude to say that it's rude to ask? I think I'd rather you just, I don't know, go ahead and do it, I guess, which maybe is even ruder, but for me to give the false sense of choice, to give yourself I don't know, the grace of to say, oh, at least I asked. If it makes him comfortable, it's on him. So technically it is on me. And I should have said no, because he started playing the worst music I've ever heard in my life. What was the it was like, it was by a band called Shadow of Intent, and I looked them up, and it's like some death metal music. It is not the music that I agree with, frankly. It's just not the music that I agree with. And at the gym, I think you either play the most generic pop music, you know, like radio music, or you don't play it at all. You either play Blinding Lights. Oh my god. No, I can't even quit out. I'm so deep. You know, the classic, typical radio music. Or you just don't play incredibly eclectic screamo music. I think, sure, you could say that it was considered that he asked, but you know, when you kind of forced me into a corner, and you didn't give me a dialogue option to say no. Dude, these are... Okay, I guess this is a good item. I think we are alive now? We might stay alive, actually. We kind of stabilized. We kind of stabilized. Okay. Sister Maggie. Honestly, we kind of do take Sister Maggie here. Insane to say. Maybe I should have taken it before the boss fight, actually. I think that was my mistake. I was supposed to take it before going into the boss, but you live and you learn. And now we have a bomb to spare to look for a secret room. Not a bomb, but a TNT. Not there. So, the thing is, this guy that played the gym music, I have seen him before, and he has done the same thing last time. I don't know if I talked about it in previous episodes. Maybe it was an archived one. But he has asked me like, hey, can I play music? And he played like, I don't know, Hero Bomberman music. I don't even know what it was. I had to look that up too. I don't know. I feel like... Is this what coercion is? I think I was a victim of coercion. I don't think I could have said no. It was just not a dialogue option. I say that because it's such a... That's exactly how I felt. My default response is, yeah, sure, man, go ahead. Because I don't want to be a bother. But then also, he shouldn't be wanting to be a bother. I don't know. It's not that serious. It's fine. I'm alive. You know, I got a good workout in. Hold on. I'm gonna turn music just a touch. Just for listeners. Let's see here. Yeah. And that was kind of my day other than work. But I wanted to talk about... What did I want to talk about? I want to talk about, like, my childhood friends. But I mean, like, the earliest childhood friends. My first childhood friends are the ones that basically greeted me to Canada. That was, like, you know, years and years back now. My childhood friends, they welcomed me, you know, with open arms. I did not speak a lick of English, but they didn't care. It was in elementary school, and they hung out with me while I was in ESL, while I was trying to learn English. I guess they helped me for sure learn English. This is when I was reading Captain Underpants. I don't know if that's still even a thing. I think I might have seen Jim, what's his name? Jim someone. That is the author of Captain Underpants. He also writes Dog Hero, Dogman? He's also writing Dogman. I think that's his more recent kind of series that he's writing. Whoever the author of Captain Underpants is, I know that's... But man, back in my day, back in elementary school, those books were hard to come by. They were always out at the library. I had to order them through Scholastic, and I couldn't, you know, my dad didn't let me order books off Scholastic. Are you kidding? I remember those. Those were... They would hand out, like, pamphlets with, like, book orders, and you could order the books that you wanted off of the Scholastic pamphlet. I don't know if this was just my school district thing, or if this was a BC thing or a Canada-wide thing, but that was the primary way to get a book. To buy a book as a child. And then, anyways, it was the only way to get, you know, books like Captain Underpants and Bones, you know, the series, and also like books like Amulet, you know, those were the graphic novels. I don't know where the series is at now, but I couldn't speak English back then anyways, but I liked the fun pictures, you know. Oh my god. Oh no, 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 this is not good. This is like the worst curse to have. Well, dude, I remember reading Captain Underpants dialogue, some guy in the book saying, "Hey, remember me?" And I thought, I'm gonna use that quote. So I walked up to some guy. I didn't know what it meant. So I would go up to him and I would say to him, "Hey, remember me?" Just like, the book says. And he'll be like, "Yeah." And I'm like, I have no clue what I just said, but he said yeah. That's how kids learn. I can't do that now. I can't learn, I don't know, French or Spanish like that. Like, no way. But as a kid, you have no shame. You just go up, to someone else and then you say the one word that you know. I think that's like actually what I don't think, what is it, brain plasticity is a real thing. I think what helps kids learn is just having no shame and just saying words and absorbing things without judgment. But now I have way too much self awareness, like overly so, like criminally self-aware to like a terrible degree, and it's only hindered me from learning past the age of like 24, in a classroom. That growth plate might be closed now. Now that I'm, as time goes by, the more self-aware I become, and overly so, right? It's no longer is a benefit to me for me to become more hyper aware of how people see me. I cannot go up to me and ask, "Hey, remember me?" If I don't know what that word is, that's crazy. But that is how I got through ESL. I learned English fairly quickly. And thankfully, before I left Korea, I had a base knowledge of Korean too. So I do consider myself bilingual, although my Korean isn't good enough to, read newspaper or read any sophisticated novel in Korean. Just like simple passages. But if anything political, anything financial, any complex topics, I am out. But I can say the words. I think that's pretty good. Anyways, I think that's the exact reason why I'm living in Montreal and I have built a wall between me and the French language. Oh god. And there is like a language exam that I need to take once a year. And I'm not gonna lie, I have no motivation to study for a language exam. Because I am not planning to stay in this province for very long. And the earlier that I leave, the better. And if me not having a language requirement helps me escape this province, I will actively protest against learning any of this language. Hey, it's a beautiful language. God bless. Just keep me out of it. It's a beautiful language, beautiful culture. The land of Quebec. But I'm so good on that, dude. How do I say remember me in French? Is it like a souviens-moi? I'm not. That might be the wrong translation, but that is like the best I can do. Hey, I'm surprised I even know the word for remember. How do I remember the word for remember? But I certainly am not going to practice that by going up to a French man and saying Souviens-moi. Again, I don't even know if that's right, but if that's right, that is impressive, isn't it? But what do you expect? I'm not a fan of Quebec. But Quebec is where I have seen, like, where I felt most Canadian. Vancouver feels very Seattle-y. I don't know which came first, Vancouver or Seattle, but it feels very American. And living in Quebec, actually, I feel quite immersed, and it's very different from the rest of Canada, that's for sure. Deep pocket jumper cable. Jumper cables is better than deep pockets. And it feels incredibly Canadian. When I look outside, the architecture is very... It looks very Quebecois. I don't know how else to explain it. Like the scenery of the snow and the tall and kind of rustic looking buildings. It is very different from any of American cities as far as I know. Not that I'm very well versed in American culture. Or their, architecture. Anyways. Where was I? Yeah, my childhood friends have been very welcoming. And I had so many sleepovers with them, and that's like kind of what the meat and potato of today's conversation, or at least it was my goal before this roundabout talking points. I remember going over to my friend's house and playing a lot of PlayStation 3. We played games like what other game called? Infamous 2. If you don't know these games, you don't need to worry too much. Just know that they're like old PS3 games. And I remember wanting PS3 so bad because all I had was PS2 and Wii. And you say that you have either of them in middle or elementary school and you get bullied. That's straight to bullying territory. Not that I ever got bullied, really. Although, my childhood friends would throw rocks in my hair. And because my hair is like thick and, voluminous, especially as a child, I let my hair grow out and it would be, orbular. And it would repel the rocks. It wasn't rock, it was like tiny like pebbles. And they would throw rocks at my hair, and it would be, we would all laugh. I would laugh too. But it wasn't bullying, I swear. I was not bullied. I swear, I'm gonna find out years later that I was bullied. But maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing I never find out that I was actually bullied. I think I'd rather not know, Keeps my innocence alive. Range and coin. Wow, these are awful. Oh, come on. Yeah. I wasn't bullied and I went to their sleepover parties, and those were such fun sleepover parties. I remember playing Infamous. I remember playing, it was like called Starhawk or Warhawk. I think it was Warhawk. And man, I don't know what the heck made time go by so fast then, but being a kid and you're in a basement with a PlayStation 3 with a bunch of other kids. I don't. There's some days. There was one sleepover where I swear it felt like I played Starhawk for like 3 hours, and it was like 8 in the morning, and they fed us pancakes. And man, that's when like having pancakes for breakfast, I thought it was only things that happened in the movies. Right? I don't. Where are the kimchi stews? I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a movie thing. People actually eat pancakes in the mornings, and that's when I was introduced to Western culture. You know, something that I guess feels very normal for everyone else. It's not normal for everyone. I was like, yeah, and I, had pancakes. They were so nice. Basically allowing a Korean refugee to enter their home and play with their son's gaming console. I guess by then I did speak a bit of English, quite a bit of English, but it was still incredibly nice of them, you know? Especially because I didn't understand their culture, and I knew that my parents were happy that I had friends, but I knew that culturally, just we stand so different, and my white friends' parents and my parents would be just worlds apart, right? They would not able to find a middle ground of any source. Is this Hierophant? Okay.
The Hierophant.
Yeah, and I had pizza for dinner at their place. And there was one friend that, I don't know why, but every time he had lunch packed, it would be a salami sandwich. I don't know why he only got salami sandwiches for lunch. I think that happened from like elementary school to end of his high school days. Every single day he had salami sandwiches. That poor guy. But the thing is, for me, the salami was new. It was an entirely new concept. I was like, I don't know what this is, but this is a new flavor profile I have not experienced before. And my mom these days would pack me like, I don't know, like a spam and rice and kimchi. Maybe all like wrapped up in a gimbap. And I'll eat it as a whole stick. She wouldn't even cut it. I'll just eat it. I would eat the whole thing. It would be like rolled up in a tin foil. I would have to unwrap it like I don't know, like a hot dog, and I would eat it like a hot dog, essentially. And him and I, we traded our lunches often during elementary school, because I wouldn't like my lunch, and he was very intrigued in my lunch. I guess that's how I felt about salami sandwiches, was how he felt about, spam and spam kimbap. Maybe he was so impressed by the new flavors that he was so cool with it. I don't know if he genuinely liked it, because now I cannot eat kimbap. I can't enjoy it as much as I maybe could, because I ate so much of it during elementary school, and now I can't palate it as much. And I can't believe it. Thankfully, my mom stopped packing me those lunches because I simply stopped eating them. I would come back home and she'd be like, "Oh, you didn't eat your lunch?" I'd be like, "Yeah, no, I wasn't hungry." I didn't want to say that. Yeah, I wanted to stop eating this stuff like a long time ago. And I don't know if I told my mom that I was trading lunches. Maybe I did. And maybe she kind of caught on that I didn't want to eat like just kimbap for lunch. I know that from a mom perspective now that it's like easy lunch to pack, you know, while you're busy with other work and other family things as a mother, right? You have to not cut corners, but find shortcuts. And you do what you can as a mom, and I don't blame her for it. You know, but the fact is that I can't palate kimbaps anymore. Sushi's a little bit different. But kimbap, a lot of the maki roll stuff, it just, I can't palate it no more, man. Okay. Come on. I know you can do it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Anyways, I'll come back to that. Arg. And man, dude, salami sandwiches guy. I wonder where he's at now. I wonder if he's still. I wonder if he can palate salami sandwiches or any salami or any like, you know, cold deli meats. I would not be able to. I would have like probably blown up at my mom if my mom continued to pack kimbap. Oh yeah, okay, this is what we needed. I would have yelled at my mom. I would have lost it. I would have actually lost it at my mom. But for a while though, I had a lunch buddy until at least my mom caught on. I swear I dodged that. I swear I dodged that. Okay, enough. I thought I had more childhood friend story material. I'm sure I do. Oh, I remember there was one birthday party that I went to. And oh, this was not the card that I thought I was using. And I remember my dad insisted on getting my salami friend a pair of shoes for his birthday. But I was like, Dad, I don't know what size shoes he wears. He was like, just get whatever you think is the right size. And I'm like, Dad, I don't know what size he wears. I don't know what kind of shoes he would like. And he just kind of forced me to grab a random pair of shoes. And showing up to the birthday party to like with a gift that I knew that he wasn't really gonna like, or with a very low chance of him liking it, I was like, ah. You know, but everyone's opening gifts and he gets whatever, like Legos or whatever. You know, what a kid would normally like. And I don't know why my dad insisted on getting him a pair of shoes. And I show him the pair of shoes and he's like, and you know, I could tell that he was, as a kid, you do what you can to make your weird Asian kid friend comfortable, right? He's trying to... He's saying, oh, you know, it's good. I don't know if it fits very well, but you know, thanks a lot, Kevin. That's kind of how it went down. And for me, that was the best case scenario. That is most expected scenario. And I guess I'm glad he took it well. Because if... I don't know. For me, gift giving is a very particular thing. Often when I get gifts, it has to be like a gift that I know that I like, because I have a hard time faking enthusiasm or faking a lot of emotions. If I am not enthusiastic over something, it's hard for me to convincingly look enthusiastic. I could do my best in saying, oh, yeah, I love a pair of shoes that don't fit me very well for a gift. Thanks. And that's not going to convince anyone, though. But he was a good sport about it, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, sweet.
The hermit.
Well, this is fine too. And I haven't. And the thing is, I don't know why, but those friends and I, we kind of fell out in high school. You know, friend groups drift apart. Maybe I changed too much. I think all my other, our first group of friends that welcomed me to Canada from elementary school, I think they stayed friends. I think I'm the only one that was like, I'm gonna, I guess, hang out with other friends. I don't know why. But that's, that's kid relationships for you. That's kid friendships. It changes over time, right? Not that I got into a bad crowd or anything, but I guess I got into like rugby team, and then it was all downhill from there, And I've already shared what happened in the rugby team locker rooms. I'm an expert. What? It's like, looks like I've been playing this game for a while or something. I don't know. Maybe if I see them again, I'm sure we'll reminisce about, them throwing rocks in my hair, or playing Warhawk in one of their basements. But I guess before that, I have to make it out of this province first, which is a challenge in and of itself. Tears, range. This is nice. Pretty nice. Let me think. Book of the Dead. No, we don't need it. We don't need it. I have passed it through the algorithm, and the algorithm deemed that it is not necessary to win this run. And I don't know. I would like to... I never do this, but I've been playing well. Maybe no one watches the gameplay, but I've been playing well, and I can appreciate it. Honestly, I'm my own biggest fan, and I think that's a great sign. Like last night, I turned on the Kelowna episode. Sometimes I like to, do a review of the things that I'm making. As a baker would taste his own pastries once in a while to make sure that his recipe hasn't changed or doesn't need revisions. I sometimes, once in a while, listen to my own videos. In moderation. just so if there's any glaring issues that I can fix, I can do a hot fix. But again, like I've mentioned, I can't do too much of that because if I listen to too much of it and if I don't like what I hear, I will simply stop making this, and that is very detrimental for the whole thing. Before anything else, I need to enjoy my own product. God help me. God dang it. I need to like the things that I'm making before anyone else does. And honestly, I was watching my own episode and then I laughed, I chuckled at some of my own jokes, and then I fell asleep. And that is honestly what I hope happens for other listeners. And I guess they would have to be similar to me to really appreciate the things that I do in the same way that I do. The obvious choice is the easiest. Let's go with it. Yeah, I'm over here getting high off my own supply. I'm my own biggest fan. And I guess I did share that with Harry, and it is a good sign. It is a great sign. But also at the same time, I did spend the day looking at different YouTube algo hacks. How to hack the YouTube algorithm or whatever. It's like, oh, using these keywords or using different thumbnails, and your passion isn't enough. It's not other people's passion. It's, in my opinion, it's fairly toxic, but I do get where people are coming from, especially if they want to have a livelihood based on doing this as a career. If this is like what's paying their rent, of course you need to optimize for search engine optimization. You have to optimize your workflow. You have to change your workflow to see what works and what doesn't. You have to consider casual viewers versus regular viewers, and using keywords like to get clicks. And I get it, but it is pretty toxic. I'm just gonna take these. It is pretty toxic. And honestly, nothing on the internet's real, so I'm not gonna let those get to me. I genuinely like playing Binding of Isaac, and I genuinely like telling stories, and I don't think I need to convince others to, I guess, enjoy my stories rather than listening to my stories and seeing it for themselves. Of course, there's always optimizations, but I think if it was meant to be listened to by others, then it would be listened to by others. I don't take it too seriously, and I think that's a good thing. Maybe if there was so much pressure on me, if my income was based on how many clicks I got, how many subscribers I have, how much ad revenue, is generated from each video, then that becomes stressful. And at that point, I don't think you'd perform very well anyways, with all the stress on top of you. And here's me at, what is it, one view with 57-minute average duration view, because I'm the one that watched my own video the whole way through. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. And honestly, I think my YouTube channel is cooked. I think my YouTube channel is cooked, but I don't really care. I think it's cooked though because there was one guy that, what is it, commented on my like YouTube short, and he just said a bunch of random words and I didn't get it. So I replied to him, bro, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I think by saying that, I think YouTube categorized me as like a internet troll or like a hatred account that's spamming an hour-long videos every day, taking up their internet bandwidth and their storage space. So I think they might have just like shadow banned me or something. But yeah, there's this guy that's like swearing to his first few commenters and uploading hours of footage every day. I think he's an AI bot or like a terrorist. And I honestly don't know how to undo those allegations. So I'm just kind of stuck with being my own fan. Honestly, there are worse places to be. I guess what's worse could be I could be not enjoying the things that I'm making. I don't know what my health is at. And I think the first few times I've died with Eden in previous episodes, I have died while I didn't know where my health was at. Okay, that helps a lot. I'd like to know where my health is, so I can make right decisions. Oh, come on. Yeah, I do need to be incredibly careful now. I know that I'm on thin ice. What hit me? Okay. Yeah, I'm actually a little scared. I'm a little scared. But I've been in worse spots. That's for sure. I got a min-max now. And we're back to min-maxing territory. Yeah, okay, we don't need it. Whew. Okay, it almost hit me too. What a sneaky bugger. We can do this. We can do this. I've done worse. Yeah. Thanks for letting me. Yeah, I gotta focus. I have to focus on that. I don't know where my health is, man. I'm stressed out. Ah, we're good. We're so good. We're back. Yeah, I think we're back. I think we're good. Okay. Yeah. And honestly, I know that the things that I'm making is very old style. It's a very old school long form videos, which I don't know if anyone in this generation has the attention span for. Come on. Psh. I guess I'm banking that there are other people like me. I'm not the only person in the world that's like me, I guess. And I don't want to be trying different formulas to see what works. There was so many like Reddit posts that are like, oh, you can't be doing the same thing over and over and expecting it to work. But like, what if I like doing this? I get that there's no wrong way to be creative. You know, as they say, green is not a creative color. There's no such thing as it's not a creative color, right? I guess it's a joke. But I don't know. I don't want to be a slave to... I don't want to be a slave to the numbers. Which I guess is the typical pitfall for a lot of... young content creators. As much as I want other people to enjoy my stories, I still want to tell the stories the way that I want to. Which I guess means I have to keep doing what I'm doing and hope for the best? Is that the right move? Who knows? But again, it's a very old formula, but it's... Hey, it's what I like. It's what I like, and I don't think anyone convinced me to, oh, hey, you should do something else because that'll get your numbers up. I will do like different things with like shorts, maybe. Maybe I'll be more creative with the shorts. But will I be really changing my direction with the things that I'm making with Isaac? Probably not. But wait till I get like a, I don't know. Wait till the sponsorships roll in. Me sitting at 1 viewer. Me. But yeah, just wait till the sponsorships roll in, man. It's... Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Another run victory. I'm pretty scared. Because the next one is going for win streak 20, and every run is a coin toss. And one of these days it's gonna, you know, go tails. And that's when I'll have to take a break from it. I'll take a break from it all. I'll need to like call a loved one about it. No. But that's how I beat the Binding of Isaac for now. Thanks for watching.